So then what happened is that the very next day we went up to Joshua Tree National Park, and on that Sunday, which would, I guess, now be the 15th of November, and we went out to this remote site that's way about 30 miles or so into the national park that we go to. That is where we had a big kind of Hershey-shaped ET craft come straight out of the sky and go into the ground in 1996. And Linda, you may want to review that for people so they.
Well, it was my very first CSETI training in 1996, and it was the most incredible thing because we were driving out, and actually Dr. Greer had said earlier that evening that something would happen that would be fast and spectacular and late. And it was between 1 and 1:30 a.m., and we were driving out from this dry lake bed towards the Geology Tour Road site that we now have visited every year since. And I was right behind Dr. Greer's car, and I was driving, so I could see right through the windshield from directly above, like the zenith of the sky, this object that was the size of my fist at arm's length came down. It took a second or two to come down, and it was like brilliant, like fire flames that were the color of mostly teal, bright teal with a little white towards the top, and it was shaped like a Hershey's Kiss with like the white little paper off the top. And it came down, and when it approached the desert floor, I expected to hear a sound, and it was utterly silent, but it illuminated the whole desert for as far as you could see and merged into the ground.
And where it merged into the ground, I was told this is where they have an underground base, a transdimensional interstellar underground base. And I quickly tried to get near as we could on the road to that area. And that's the site we use every year, and that's where we went on Sunday night, and we were there for the week, going out every night to that site. So that's why we go to that particular site, and that's also where we've had a number of other amazing things over the years take place, including the event where we have on this a new book that's just come out called Contact, Countdown to Transformation. And when you go to disclosureproject.org, you can get that book, and it comes with a free DVD that has images of this. It's where we had this beautiful golden sort of red-orange craft that was right over that area that we filmed for 20 or 30 minutes back a few years ago, and we have continued to have amazing contact at this particular site. And these events that have happened at this Joshua Tree site since 1996 are summarized in this new book, Contact, Countdown to Transformation. And the DVD has not only the CSETI beeping tones and sounds that you can play as a means of vectoring in these craft, but it also has a lot of these images that we've been getting over the years, all the way back to 1992 in Florida when we had 4 ET craft that came in when we were making contact there and that were signaling to us. So all of this is on this DVD that comes with the book. And it's a very good thing for people to see, so it gives you a sense of the range of events that have been happening over the last 17 or 18 years. And one of the things that's beautiful about this particular site is that years ago we had an event where we were sitting there on a moonless night, very clear, and this was before we had the Orion transmissions that came out of the Orion sector of space last year and the year before that set off these electromagnetic detectors. We suddenly were sitting there, and we all noticed it was like we were sitting in a full moon light or something brighter than a full moon. And we looked around to the point that you could almost like see faint shadows and things like this.
Right.
And I mentioned it, and I looked up, and I could see that the source of it was out of Orion. I clearly remember that.
Right.
And as we acknowledged it, it then went off in a snap, and it was like we were in pitch dark again.
It's like somebody had flipped a switch. It was that
like
dramatic.
Flipped the switch, and it's right over that site. So we keep having these kinds of really amazing, somewhat mysterious things happen there.